Welcome back to Syncrets To Success, your guide to mastering sync music licensing. This is day 10. I am Fingaz. I'm a music composer and producer who works on sync and trailer music. Today, on day 10, we're going to venture into the captivating realm of international sync licensing. Now, I am not international. I guess international is always an interesting term because I'm in the US, so I'm not international to the US. But if I was in Europe, I would be international to a European artist. So it's always weird. But international, I'm talking about everything outside of the US because I'm in the US. So we'll explore the vast opportunities and the unique challenges that await composers in the global landscape of music licensing. I think I mentioned a couple days ago that I was going to talk about sync licensing from an international perspective. And I didn't get to it that day, the day that I said I was going to do it, but we're going to do it today. So let's understand the potential of international sync placements for composers. The world, as we know, is interconnected like never before because of social media, because of internet, and our music has the incredible ability to transcend borders and cultures. So we want to license our music internationally, which can open up doors to a diverse array of visual media projects, increasing our exposure and potential earnings. However, like any endeavor, international sync licensing comes with a set of challenges. One significant obstacle is navigating the different licensing laws and regulations in various countries. Each nation has its own copyright laws and procedures. In fact, some nations and laws are much better than what's here in the US, but it can be very complex and vary widely from those we're familiar with in our home country. So overcoming these challenges requires careful research and possibly the assistance of legal experts who are well-versed in international copyright laws. You want to build a network of professionals and partners in the target countries that can be immensely beneficial and successful licensing music with you to successfully license your music on a global scale. One thing that can be helpful is learning about neighboring rights, which are rights that maybe your PRO can collect from an international PRO. Let's say you land a placement with BMI, or you land a placement not with BMI, you land a placement with a library, but it's an overseas placement like a German show. How do you collect your royalties from that show? You want to make sure you understand that process. And it's very hard to understand, but a lot of times the music is collected from the German PRO, and then it might be allocated between neighboring rights. Let's say BMI might have an affiliate over there. I'm with BMI, or you can have ASCAP or CSAC. They might have an affiliate in Europe that collects their European or German licenses, and then they would collect the fee, a portion of that there, and then send the remainder here, and then you would get your royalty there. So there's a lot of hands in the pot when you get international royalties, but again, you want to make sure that you sort of understand the process and understand where the money is flowing. There are also cultural considerations. There are language that can play a critical role in international sync licensing opportunities. Sometimes you want to have music that resonates deeply with audiences in one country that may not have the same impact in another. If you're working on a specific brief, sometimes literally over the last month, I've seen specific briefs for Russian music, Italian music, Thai music, and Latin pop slash reggaeton music. And for projects that are focusing, maybe not necessarily in those countries, but that are focusing on those regions and that needed music from those regions for whatever project they were working on. So as composers, we must be mindful of cultural nuances and sensitivities to ensure that our music is effectively integrated into diverse visual narratives. To reach out to international music supervisors and agencies, we need to be proactive in our approach. If you want to connect with music supervisors that are based in England or London, one thing you have to get over is a time zone difference. So let's say you want to connect with someone in England, you want to start getting on more English shows because, in the US, we're dealing with, at the time of this recording, we're dealing with strikes and things like that. Maybe you think you'll have a better chance with licensing your music internationally. Just be mindful that people are always working. They are, in a different time zone. So when you're awake, they're asleep, and when they're asleep, you're awake, and vice versa. So trying to align those things perfectly. You want to utilize the online platforms and social media to connect with potential clients across the globe. LinkedIn is great to connect with clients and share your social media and connect with them also. But LinkedIn is incredible. You want to build relationships with local representatives in different regions so that they can also help facilitate access to international sync opportunities. You also might want to reach out to your PRO. Maybe you can reach out to BMI or ASCAP and say, hey, do you have a European BMI representative? Can I talk to them? I do happen to know that there is a European BMI representative because in one of the groups I'm on Facebook, they actually mentioned someone had questions about BMI from a European perspective, and someone mentioned, hey, hit up this guy who was the European representative for BMI. So check with your PRO know also. Let's also explore, there are some legal and logistical aspects of international sync licensing. Licensing agreements for international placements require meticulous attention to detail, take into account the specific rights granted, payment terms, territorial scope. Is it international? Is it only for that country? You also want to collaborate with international PROs that can help streamline royalty collection. As I mentioned, some BMI and ASCAP and CSAC may have neighboring rights or agreements with international PROs, and you want to ensure fair compensation for your work. So as composers, embracing the international sync licensing arena can be both thrilling and rewarding. We have to understand the unique landscape of proactively addressing challenges that can open doors to a world of new opportunities for our music. I'm going to share a link below to a course that I took called Sync Music Business. It's by a Trillium music composer, Michael Moss, who also does sync licensing. He is a German composer. In the first part of that course, he talks about how to build your business from a German perspective, but it's also great. It's in English, it's also in German, and I think in Spanish, but you can watch it in any of those languages. But he has a whole section dedicated to what PROs you should register with if you are a European composer, and why you should register to more than one if you are a European composer. So definitely check out the course. I will include an affiliate link to the Sync Music Business course. It's a really great course that I enjoy taking. I refer to it a lot. He shares some great mastering techniques on how he masters his music. He creates a trailer track on the spot. He creates a piano cue, I think a rock cue. He does all kinds of things in there. Then he also has interviews. And then once you're in the course, you also have access to a Facebook group where you can ask him questions directly and he'll answer those on the spot. So check out Sync Music Business. I will include a link below, and you can learn more about international sync licensing from his perspective in that course. That was day 10. We are 10 days in. We will come back tomorrow on day 11 to talk more about Syncrets to Success. See you there. Again, this is the Fingaz, DAFINGAZ. Also join the Syncrets to Success Facebook group. I will include a link below to join that, and I will see you in the group. See you on day 11, where we'll talk more about sync licensing. All right. Peace.